Hey guys, alright, how's it going? Another video coming at you just before Christmas, which everyone's probably going to hate me for, which is a health food video. But before everyone, I don't mean to patronize everyone and everything like that, because I've always said that I'm no, although I eat healthily, I'm no health food guru. I don't like slamming people with, oh, this is what you eat, this is what you eat. Oh, look at me, I'm eating this health food, blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean? Look how good I am. And then turning off the camera and going and eating some cakes or something. I don't know. But so I don't mean to patronize everyone, but I've had quite a few people, and one person in particular who maybe they're at the beginning of their journey, or at the beginning of their sort of idea that they want to join martial arts or fitness or strengthen or weight training or whatever, and they've been asking me, well, what can I eat to bulk up, what can I eat for muscle? Also, the budget is another thing. We don't all have bloody hundreds and hundreds of pounds or dollars to throw at these health food stores. So what I thought I'd do, guys, just a quick note. Obviously, before this video I posted a video just saying Merry Christmas and saying obviously I've had stomach issues for the past year or so. Now, just so it's not strange in your minds, you might be thinking, well, why is someone who's saying they have stomach issues now giving me advice about my food? Well, I thought I'd turn a negative into a positive. Obviously I've had stomach issues for about a year now. Don't know what they are, still being looked into. But you have to live and cope with those issues. So it's although I do eat healthily and I do a lot of training, and shift work, which I think I've been told is probably most of the reason for my issues is the shift work. But anyway, I do a lot of training, I do a lot of stuff, and I have had to cope with it over the last year, as many people have over many years, with all sorts of different stomach conditions and acid problems and this, that and the next thing. So if you do, you develop, or you either sit there on the medication and don't change anything, which is not what I've done, or you change stuff, tweak stuff, and you find what's best for you. So I've done that, and I thought I'd, at the end of this a bit, and including in this, share information about that as well. Maybe it'll help other people who watch the channel. I don't know. So anyway, so 2 minutes in, too much time already. But yeah. So for Abdul out there, mate, this is for you, and any other people out there who just want a bit of a cheaper way to feed themselves, but eat well. Okay, and I'll mention little bits about each one for anyone who's interested. Okay, guys. So look, we've got a classic. I said to my friend Abdul, we've got pasta. Yeah, you can't go wrong with pasta. It's high in protein. It's got good carbohydrates. It's made from whole wheat, the whole wheat. So it's got good vitamins and stuff like that in there for bulking up, or just general a good slow release carbohydrate food. You can't go wrong with pasta. I find my brother, who ran a bodybuilding site as well, Alan Elch from Barrow, the late, bless his soul, used to prescribe to some good old-fashioned pasta. Now, obviously, if you've got stomach issues, celiac or the gluten disorder, where you can't have gluten, obviously you have to be careful with, you can't have pasta. But there are non-gluten pastas that you can have, albeit they don't have nearly as much protein. So, but for everyone else with normal good stomachs, there we go. Pasta, hit that, guys. So pasta, bit of cheese, whatever, brilliant. Yeah. Okay, we've got some good pasta there. Yeah. Brown rice. Okay, there's too much polished white rice going around, and yeah, it's okay, but polished white rice is pretty much kind of useless for you. It's like empty carbohydrates. So this is what I mean about eating smart as well. If you do have a bit of a stomach issue or whatever, then maybe your digestion is not digesting things as well as it could do. Then the things you eat, you have to kind of not waste what you eat. But albeit there are conditions where it helps you to eat plain things because your digestive system is hampered. So I'm not talking against those like Crohn's disease and stuff like that. I'm just saying in general, healthy stomach or other stomach issues, not Crohn's and stuff like that, then you've got brown rice. Great. So we've got pasta, guys, we've got brown rice. And that's great because brown rice has the vitamins in the husks that are good for you. I remember reading they did a test or something like that in some not North Korean, but some Korean, Malaysian or something like that, a prison, and they were wondering why their prisoners were getting malnutrition symptoms, and this other prison wasn't, a prison up in another province or whatever. And then they realised that one prison was feeding the prisoners white rice, polished, and the other prison was just feeding them brown rice. And the brown rice was kind of giving them that extra nutrients. So brown rice, my friends, long grain brown rice, brilliant. And also wild rice, if you can get it cheap, or you can get wild rice and brown rice mixes. The wild rice is that black rice. Oh man, that stuff, look at that, so high in protein. So this isn't that high in protein, but this is high protein. Okay, what have we got next? Okay, good thing in the morning for you. Look at that, oats. Now I know they're boring, people, but yeah, these are a brand of oats made in England. What are they called? They are pretty good. Morning Flake. Yeah, Morning Flakes are a place just in Cheshire that does oats. And another good thing about these oats is they're not certified gluten-free if you've got gluten problems, but they used to be, but the European directives have changed. So basically it's gluten-free, but they're not allowed to say it's gluten-free because the tolerances have lowered so much. But it does say on the website that if you make a bowl of it with milk, then technically, by a definition, that bowl would be gluten-free because of how low the values would be. But that's great. So problems or no problems, or general meal, have that in the morning. Now also, guys, I want to talk about added sugar. Okay, now that's one big thing that I was a big fan of, and something that's really helped me is just staying away from the added sugars. I used to put sugar on top of everything. Weetabix, sugar. That was my vice. My vice. You've seen all my videos. You've seen how hard I tried to train, and how tough I tried to make myself look. But my vice was sugar. I liked the odd cake here and there. I liked adding sugar to everything. That needs to be killed, guys. You also need to be aware of that in things that you eat. Added sugar, because there's enough of it everywhere. So and apparently those added sugars help to feed any imbalances of bad bacteria you have in your stomach. So we don't want. So I appreciate this is a bit of a bulk up general health video. It's kind of trying to amalgamate everything in one for you. But I don't want to patronise everyone. This is general knowledge. But anyway, oats. Yeah, oats like that in the morning with water or with milk. Yeah. With milk is best, but if you've got milk problems, lactose and stuff like that, just with water. Yeah, and once again, flavoured, and a lot of these things flavoured with my next favourite thing, which is some honey. So don't have too much, but I find, pardon me, make yourself some oats instead of a couple of teaspoons of sugar, teaspoons of honey. Honey's good, and in the past it's used to treat intestinal lesions, so it has like a stomach intestine helping quality, and I've found myself having a teaspoon of this in hot water as a tea, and stuff like that. Now here comes the next thing as well, guys. We'll take a pause there. Honey's lots of good things in honey, and obviously there's different brands of honey that are even better, like Manuka honey and stuff like that. Yeah, this was cheap. It was £2 big value. That's what I buy. This was like £2 as well. So much oats in here. Pasta's cheap. I buy like the Aldi cheap brand pasta. It's the same brown rice. Where was it going? Oh yes, teas and coffees. Sorry guys. If you can get those out of your life, then you're awesome. I was night shifts, and like I said, I eat healthily. I was doing night shifts. And I'd have the odd coffee, 2-3 coffees. I wasn't coffee crazy or tea crazy, but coffee. And that doesn't help me either, tea, coffee. I've replaced that with drinks like a teaspoon of honey in hot water, or peppermint tea, ginger tea, stuff like that, helps your digestion. They give you a benefit. So once again, it's about sort of eating smart. I mean, you can just have all these things that we're taught and we learn are just for self-fulfilling, and they taste good and they're this and then that. But if you look at it from the Chinese philosophy as well, with regards to eating and stuff, and from any philosophy, what you put in is what you get out. And if you really want to perform your best, if you really want good health, you can change yourself to these things, and it doesn't really affect you. You don't miss those things, really. They're just kind of a habit ingrained into your life. And yeah, you can have the odd cup of tea and odd cup of coffee here, but try at least replace some of them with a teaspoon of honey in hot water, a peppermint tea, a ginger tea. After every meal, have a ginger tea. What I do after every meal, usually I'm drinking it when I'm doing a video. I've got a tea cup, I've got a ginger tea bag, and I only fill it like a little bit, and I just let it fester in there, and then I drink that, and that helps the enzymes and stuff in your body. It helps you digest it, encourages them. I know some people take enzyme pills and stuff, so for people who do that, they probably don't like doing that. Maybe that can help them as well, having one of those. Maybe they can lower these pills if they have a ginger tea. That's if you still have the capacity to make those enzymes. If you've had a Whipple operation or any kind of pancreatic cancer or anything like that and things have been removed, then of course you might not be able to make those enzymes. So please don't listen to this advice with regards to that, because obviously I'm not a doctor. I'm just like a martial arts health enthusiast. Okay, so we've got the honey, we've got the drinks. Also, they're quite convenient to make. I'm reverse lazy, so it's so much easier to chuck one of these ginger tea bags in a cup and just drink it than it is to make a tea. You have to stand there stirring. I don't know. It's probably just me. Okay, guys, another good classic. I know this isn't particularly a food, but we've got olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. Great for intestinal inflammation and stuff like that. A good treatment for that. So a tablespoon of that in the morning and towards the evening can help. Not last thing before you go to bed. That can help you. Go and Google it on Google. Just Google, type in benefits of extra virgin olive oil, and you'll see that it's got all sorts of cancer inhibiting things, all sorts of this, all sorts of that. So great. So often I have a teaspoon of that in the morning. Also, similar thing with cod liver oil, but obviously cod and fish is exposed to the mercury out in the oceans and stuff. So if you have too much cod liver oil, there's a possibility you're exposing yourself to high levels of mercury and stuff like that, which will make your brain go in later life. Okay, guys. That said, I introduced to you the tuna. So once again, tuna is a great convenient food in the can, but don't overdo it, because as I said, there's lots of mercury out there in the oceans. It's all checked and stuff like that, but yeah, this is a great one, because having the right meats or whatnot in the fridge, sometimes you don't have it. A golden classic of mine, obviously there's loads of different kinds of breads. I'm a bit tired of bread, it's a bit stodgy. Try and make your own bread if you can, or use rice crackers or any other kind of cracker to substitute for your normal loaf of bread. But if you've got brown bread and stuff or white bread, you can have that. But the topping, this is one that saves the day every time. If you look at it, I was saying to my friend the other day, where's the values here? Should have them on it. Oh, it doesn't have it on this. Oh, right. Yeah, 24.4% protein. Peanut butter. Yeah, okay, it's high fat, but they're meant to be the right kind of fats, but just appreciate it is high fat, but 24% protein. Like I said to my mate Abdul when I was speaking to him, that is more protein than any or many or most protein powders, whey powders, this, that and the next thing. That is more protein than them. Obviously it's more fat. I don't know if you can get low fat peanut butter. maybe you can. So look out for that. But also it's meant to have good fats in it. But appreciate fat is fat. But this isn't as bad as like lard or cheese or something like that. But 24 grams of protein, people. So once again, as long as you can take nuts, if you've got some sort of stomach problem or you just want to help increase your health and stuff, peanut butter, yeah, you put it on, high energy food, slow release, lots of protein in there, good minerals and stuff like that from the nuts. You can't go wrong. Just obviously be aware that they do put, this is what I mean about the added sugar, they do put cane sugar in here to just sweeten it a bit, but I think it's like 1% sugar or something, so it's not a lot of sugar. Also, I think it's quite high salt peanut butter, so just be aware of that if you've got sort of those conditions. But yeah, we're getting some pretty good foods here, guys. We've got these oats, we've got peanut butter, good protein, and it's a non-meat based protein as well. Honey, we've got brown rice, we've got normal pasta. These are already some good staples that we've got going on, aren't they? We've got the tuna, although it's getting more expensive, but it's relatively cheap for what it is. We've got olive oil. Don't forget the good old classic banana. Bananas are great, so much energy, lots of magnesium in them, and also they use them to treat stomach, to help people with stomach things. Apparently it calms the stomach, it reduces acid, so banana turns this into this, doesn't it? A bit of a smile. Don't forget the bananas. And now, the list is exhaustive. Chicken as well. You choose those kinds of meats, chickens and fish, as opposed to beefs and porks and stuff, and they're a bit easier to digest. They're good, they're lean, those are good meats, although beef has creatine in it, which is good for building muscle. But then I wanted to tell you guys about one that I found recently, which is just, I'm sorry, no one's going to be watching now, which is just awesome. Which is Greek natural yogurt, yeah? So be careful of Greek style and Greek, because Greek style is not quite the same as Greek. This is probably the most expensive of everything. I think it's like £2 for a 500 gram tub. But the good thing about this is, if you look in, if anyone's still watching, research and look into, there's a big new wave of thinking, it's been around for a long time, about probiotics. Probiotics are these different strains of bacteria that you put in, and it helps you to rebalance like other bad bacteria in your stomach, especially if you've had antibiotics or anything like that, because it kills everything, and then bad bacteria creep in through bad food and stuff like that, and they start to flourish in there. So it's important to have prebiotics now. Now this natural Greek yogurt has 5 different prebiotics in it, but the main reason as well to have it, and you can get fat-free versions of it, is that it's 10% protein. Now, between 9 and 10. This one says 9. But that is absolutely crazy for a yogurt. Do you know what I mean? You can get this with no fat in it, 0% fat, Greek yogurt. This brand is called Phage, or Fay, or something like that. Yeah, you can get this 10% protein, and no fat whatsoever. And that's a glorious amount of protein. So this is a 500 gram tub, which would have 50 grams of protein. If you ate half of it, you'd have 25 grams of protein, half of this tub, 250 grams, which is an easy portion size. 250 grams, 25 grams of protein. Once again, you're getting to protein, you're getting to more than protein shake levels of protein, just with one of these. And now it's natural and plain. Once again, I was telling you about the added sugar. So what I do, and I recommend this, is I mix it in with some frozen berries, which are cheaper, or some random fruit I've got round the house, and that's what I use to sugar it, because that's what you want to do. You don't want to get this nice natural yogurt, which is sugar-free and everything like that, and it's got good bacteria in, and you don't want to throw in normal granulated sugar, which will just encourage bad bacteria and stuff like that. You don't want to do that, because it just ruins it. So I crunch that in there, and it kind of turns it into like a bit of a yogurt ice cream. It makes it really nice, and I'm going to have it shortly. And that's high protein and just good for you, really. You can also buy probiotic supplements and things like that to have, just to help your stomach out. So there we go, guys. We've gone through a couple of different foods which are, to me, taste good, and you can eat them, and they're beneficial for you. And they're relatively low cost. You can go out with a couple of quid or a couple of dollars or whatever, and in bulk you can pick yourself up most of this stuff pretty cheap. Okay, guys? So, yeah. Hope no one's been patronised. I know no one's probably still listening to the video, but enjoy that. That's one of my that's my little health food input on things. As always, if anyone wants to get in contact with me, it's the ironbodymartialarts@gmail.com, because the Google Plus comment system is so crap. But as always, you can leave a comment on the bottom of the video, and just keep checking back, because you can't seem to reply directly to comments anymore. I don't know why. Okay, guys, have a good Christmas, and keep well.